TopMedTalk.
And so it gives me great pleasure to introduce our last speaker for this afternoon session, Mo Cottrell. Mo was a patient in Southampton and had an esophagectomy 2.5 years ago, I believe now, with neoadjuvant chemoradiotherapy before her surgery, and participated in one of the prehabilitation trials in Southampton, led by Sandy and Mike, and is going to tell us a little bit about her personal journey and also her thoughts about buddying up before surgery. Many thanks, Mo.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm very pleased to be here today, and my intention is to tell you a little about my experience following a very sudden and unexpected diagnosis of esophageal cancer 2.5 years ago. This was following investigations at Southampton University Hospital. I will then go on to tell you about the buddy scheme with which I'm actively involved. I'm 76, a wife, a mother of 2 daughters, a grandmother, and, as it happens, a retired nurse. The shock of the diagnosis for myself and the family was profound, and the predominant emotion was fear. However, I was lucky. The staging of my tumour, T2, T3, indicated I was a candidate for surgery on the Enhanced Recovery After Surgery programme. This to be preceded by a 5-week course of chemoradiotherapy. Once this plan had been formulated by my surgeon, Jamie Kelly, and my oncologist, Andrew Bateman, ably supported by Donna Sharland, our upper GI clinical nurse practitioner, I could then start to get my head round it. Then luck came my way again, when I was invited to take part in Professor Sandy Jack's fitness exercise training programme, the Encourage trial, the precursor to Oesophagus. I agreed to undertake this trial before, during and after my chemoradiotherapy and up until surgery. I was well aware that I would be facing major surgery. But that said, now with the plan in place, I felt calm, focused, positive, and absolutely determined to play my part to the very best of my ability. And those feelings stayed with me throughout. I'm absolutely convinced that the Encourage trial helped me enormously, both psychologically and physically. I coped with the treatments really well, and my bike sessions fitted conveniently around them. I felt a sense of satisfaction that this was the case. I found the actual sessions quite challenging, but not overly so I didn't really struggle to cope with having both the treatment and the exercise concurrently. I felt a sense of satisfaction, and it certainly contributed to my positive attitude. I was doing my bit. And I think, well, I know the results speak for themselves. It gave me the opportunity to play a proactive role in dealing with my cancer, not becoming a powerless, passive patient. Instead, I felt I was part of the team trying for the best possible outcome. It helped to keep me calm and focused throughout, up to surgery and beyond. It also benefited my family so much from seeing how well I coped. It enabled me to feel I had done all I could to prepare. On the day of operation, I was feeling quite calm, and the defining moment for me was when my husband Bill was once again driving us to the hospital. I turned to him and said, "Well, I don't think we could have done anything more to put me in the best possible position for today." And that was a great feeling and a great comfort. Mr. Kelly and the surgical team did me proud. The operation went very well, as did my inpatient post-op recovery period. As soon as allowed, I was walking the corridors daily, steadily increasing the distance and frequency. "She's off again," was the frequent approving cry from the nursing staff. I was discharged home on the 10th day post-op and began my daily walks on my second day home. Then my pathology results provided the icing on the cake. There had been a complete response to the chemoradiotherapy, with no cancer cells left in the area. Well, what a jubilation all round, and an overwhelming sense of relief. Wonderful. It's now 2.5 years since my surgery, and apart from a couple of minor blips, my recovery really has been excellent. It's thanks to so many wonderful people that I'm standing here today talking to all of you and enjoying life again with my husband, family and friends. And what a gift. Turning now to the buddy scheme. In late 2017 and early 2018, a number of meetings organised by Tim Underwood, Professor of Gastrointestinal Surgery at Southampton University Hospital, took place for patients with esophageal and stomach cancer and their families. From this, a group of like-minded patients felt there was a need for a support group. Hence, SPICOS was formed, which stands for Support for People Impacted by Cancer of the Esophagus and Stomach. And it was under this umbrella that the buddy scheme was initiated. A buddy is a volunteer, of which I am one, who has had the surgery and has offered to be a point of contact for patients and their families to offer reassurance and support. Contact with a buddy initially is made through our clinical nurse practitioner, who offers all new patients having surgery our buddy leaflet. When a need is identified, Donna passes details to our buddy coordinator, who then arranges for the contact to be made. Thereafter, the contact between the buddy and patient will be by telephone, email, messaging, or by any other agreed method. In practice, of course, we know full well that the patient will be treated, cared for, and given crucial support by a range of dedicated healthcare professionals throughout their journey on this cancer pathway. The consultants, the clinical nurse practitioner, the dietitian, radiographers and staff in various departments, including, of course, in my own case, the excellent research department. Support is also available through the services of the invaluable Macmillan organisation. However, for some, in addition to this, to be able to speak in confidence directly to someone who has actually travelled the road could well provide a powerful source of support, enabling them to feel less isolated and alone. to confide in someone who has literally been there, done that, and to perhaps feel able to ask questions they wouldn't wish to bother the busy healthcare professionals with. To have their fear of the unknown reduced when they ask the question, as they often do, what's it really like? Their body can demystify and reassure them about the reality of actually undergoing various aspects of treatment and surgery. To hear how much fitness pre- and post-op absolutely can and will help them enormously, both mentally and physically. As a body, I feel passionately that we must act as advocates for exercise, ignite a flame. To be helped to come to terms with the realities of the time needed for full recovery, to accept this is a marathon, not a sprint, but that they will get there with time. To be helped to come to terms with the fact that post-op, as my surgeon warned me, it will be all about the food. To hear helpful and practical advice regarding coping with their diet after the operation, when for a time they will have little sense of taste nor appetite. To therefore be encouraged to switch it, to start to view their food as vital fuel for their body's needs and recovery. To talk about weight loss, and this is a really significant concern for many. To gain confidence and positivity from having a buddy on hand to provide reassurance and encouragement. And those I've supported have told me that really what a great comfort this was for them. To be given practical advice regarding hair loss, should this occur. Macmillan provides wigs, as there's a wonderful hairdresser in my local area who came to my home. Her family had lost 9 members over several generations to breast cancer, and this had prompted her to provide this brilliant service. For us, this turned into a really fun shared family event when I had my husband, my daughters, my granddaughter, one on FaceTime, all giving me their very definite views on what should be the final choice. Believe me, that lovely lady helped me so much. I ended up with a very glamorous choice, which gave my morale a terrific boost. And it has to be said, gave my husband a degree of relief when his wife became so much quicker at getting ready to go out. So he misses that now. To be able to give vent to their emotions and equally to share moments of humour. To know they can pick up the phone any time they need to talk to their buddy. To hear someone say, yes, I know exactly what you mean. I know just how that feels. To know their buddy really cares about them and is cheering them on. Having said all that, of course, we are all different, and having a buddy will not appeal to everyone. We all have our own ways of dealing with life's big challenges. It's not a one-size-fits-all, and we as a group are realistic about that. At present, we are a small group of local people who've had the surgery and want to help others and give back to the NHS. Importantly, we now have a buddy process in place to take us forward. In my privileged role as a buddy, when I first speak to the patient, one of my initial questions is, so, can I ask you, What type of person are you? Is it a glass half full or a glass half empty? People can usually answer this instantly. If their answer is half full, then I stress just how much this is really going to help them and why. If it's half empty, well, I'm then on a mission to bring about a change of mindset, to urge them to look for the positives and why. When I reflected on what had helped me so much, the first word that came to me instantly was positivity in neon lights. In summary then, I want them to end up with a toolkit to help them cope, comprising positivity, acceptance, adaptability, self-belief, determination, a commitment to exercise, and a buddy to rely on. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Rita Jerison here. Thanks for listening to TopMedTalk. Now, before we let you go, it's important that we remind you to subscribe to TopMedTalk. That way you'll never, ever miss another episode. Also, if we could encourage you to join us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, pretty much every single social media platform, we're there. Join us. And finally, check out TopMedTalk.com. If you go to our website, you can subscribe to email updates. That way we can always tell you where we're going to be, what we're going to be doing, and how you can join us. TopMedTalk.com and click on the section marked email updates. Finally, TopMedTalk is proud to act as the broadcasting arm of EBPOM, Evidence-Based Perioperative Medicine. We'd love you to find out more about them as well. ebpom.org is their website. That's ebpom.org. And if you go to ebpom.org/meetings, you can find out about some of the wonderful meetings that we attend and cover across the year here on TopMedTalk. That's ebpom.org/meetings.